Welcome to Formation. My name is Cadet Captain Kelston Hudson, and today we're going to do our Eye of the Tiger pre-show.
You explained it.
Well, you gotta introduce yourself. What's up? I'm Cadet Second Lieutenant John Glass. I'm first now. First Lieutenant John Glass. Man, that's going crazy already. First Lieutenant John Glass, and I'm the head cadre this year for Eye of the Tiger. So a little bit about it. Golly, it's a 40-hour survivor challenge. You're out in the woods, and you're gonna go through a series of events. And at the end of it, you either earn Eye of the Tiger and the Covenant Black Beret, or you're a failure. Such as that.
All right, let's cut that. All right, my name is Archie Hooper. I'm a senior cadet, lieutenant colonel. I'm from Wilmington, North Carolina. I've been at Hargrave for 4 years. I did Eye of the Tiger my very first year when it was a lot less challenging because it's longer now and you sleep in tents now. We used to not do that. So I have a lot more respect for the guys doing it now. Was I supposed to move my face here?
No, it can hear you.
Okay, all right. But yeah, Clausen was right about everything he said. It's a really hard challenge, physical and mental challenge. If you pass, it's good things. You get to eat first in the mess hall, beret, everything like that. And even if you don't pass, as long as you complete it, you still learn a lot. And we all have respect for once you complete it. But it is hard. It can take some people a couple tries. A lot of times these guys can't stand to think about it ahead of time because they just want to pass it so bad. But for us, we've gotten the opportunity to be cadre, which is just helping out with the event. So Eye of the Tigers this weekend, and we're very excited to see what these guys can do. And we're very excited to see what the guys can do that have been talking about it, and we're getting a little confident about it.
Oh, Boya is ready for that. Showtime for charm.
Yeah,
Boya, we wish you the best of luck.
We love you this time, Boya.
this will be his third year.
No more bets with cadre.
His third year trying to pass Eye of the Tiger. Last year he made a lot of bets against the people that decide whether he passes or fails, which probably wasn't his greatest idea. But like Archie, I passed my 9th grade year. It was my first year here. It's my 4th year. I'm a senior. Yeah, like Archie said, we've extended it an extra night this year. Well, and last year was the first year we tried it out. So it'll begin after Mess 3, which is dinner, Friday night, and it'll conclude at around 9 a.m. Sunday morning. So it's a test of mental and physical grit. I found it very fun when I got to compete. I guess you would say compete. I enjoyed it because I was with Archie, I was with my brother, and we had like a lot of cool moments. Me and Archie ran our 5K together.
Right, remember it to this day.
Yeah, it was awesome. So I mean, that's probably I could say for sure my favorite Hargrave memory I have is Eye of the Tiger. So it's a big weekend for a lot of guys. Hopefully they've been preparing, running, drinking water, because they're gonna need it. So yeah.
I'm Cadet Captain Keelan Hudson. I passed my 9th grade year along with these two over here. But
Yeah,
Chin,
9th grade.
Yep. Chin, you were the year after us. Yeah.
Sure came soon.
So this year has been talked up a lot. Each year it goes on, I feel like it's talked up more and more and more. There's more things happening. It gets harder and harder. But the guys get more prepared as they go. And thinking back to our 9th grade year, probably the hardest challenge for me was not knowing what time it was, not knowing when the next event was going to happen. That kind of sucked. Sitting there, middle of the day, not knowing what's about to happen, and all of a sudden the cadre and the tags are all around, yelling at you, screaming behind you. It was interesting. So, like, what is going to go on? Like, anything you have planned this year that they know about already? Or
So
They've been talking about it. So, yeah, we're not allowed to really like talk about all the details because we want the guys to try their best. We don't want them to like know exactly what's going on. We want them to sort of be surprised sometimes and try their best. But we can speak a little bit about like what we did in the past, like what was hard for us.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know a lot of it is just physically wear you down. And based on what Keelan said, like not knowing time and then sometimes randomly cadre attack screaming at you, it's mental games. They're trying to get you to quit, trying to see how much gut you have. So I mean, if you guys, we can start talking about like the hardest part for us when we complete our Eye of the Tiger.
Let me introduce myself.
all right, go ahead. Chin, you start.
You can start.
All right. I'm Cadet Captain Leon Chin. I passed it my 10th grade year. These 4 were all cadre for when I did it. I was getting bullied by all of them. So honestly, I don't think I would have passed last year or this year because last year I was injured. This year I'm even more injured, so I can't run anymore. That's fun. But like some of the events, one of the events a lot of people have been talking about so far is Escape and Evade. That's
It's definitely not a time favorite.
Yeah. Everyone wants to do that one. And people have been talking about that one a lot this year and last year. They always do. That one, can we talk about what it is or
Yeah,
Yeah, we can talk about
go
what it
ahead.
is.
Tell
All
me.
right, so yeah, Escape and Evade. It's just lasts what, 3-4 hours?
3-4.
About 4 hours. It's just so
Yeah, talk about losing track of time. I thought
So-
it was like 3.
the last 2 years, it had to get thrown out because none of the teams passed officially, I think, or only one or so.
We were too good at our job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, none of the teams actually passed for the last 2 years, so that just had to get thrown out. Then what was it? So Escape and Evade, it's really just
You have 3 things you need to find.
yeah, it's there's 3 things hidden around campus in the back 40, the forest.
Yeah, and keep in mind, back 40 stands for 40 acres, so there's a lot of land you have to
Yeah.
cover
So there's
A lot of
3
people hunting you.
in the middle of the night too. So
Yeah, so you don't get any light source, so you're just wandering around blind basically. There's a bunch of people with light sources looking for you.
yeah.
You're trying to find something that you can barely see. You have a team. You have to stay together. And then you have to try to finish it and not get caught. And however long it is.
It's like the world's greatest game of hide and seek.
Yeah.
But it's that was definitely my favorite event our year. My least favorite was I can't really tell you why, but Kim's game.
Oh,
It's not fun at all. So yeah, our year, Kim's game like came directly after Escape and Evade. And as fun as Escape and Evade is, it's super tiring because for 4 hours you're scrambling, running like as fast as you can, running from cadre, trying to avoid cadre, trying to find these items, and there's like no breaks whatsoever unless you find your items in the time you need to, which my group did, but we only had like 30 minutes of rest after. So after a whole day of PT and marching and getting yelled at, you have another 4 hours of Escape and Evade, and then you go into this event. So it was fun, but very difficult.
yeah, I'll back you up on that one. Like Escape and Evade, it's really hard. Everybody's like really wants to pass it and win the game, but even though it's really hard and it tears you down, it's just so fun. Like
Yeah.
even like I was running through like a bunch of woods when I did it, and I think I had so many thorns all over my uniform.
Yeah, that
But
was
still, it's all, I got through it. Yeah, I got through it with the cadet Lucas Lopez. That's still here. But yeah, I just want to say that like even though there's like so many parts of it that are just like annoying, it's just fun. But yeah, Kim's game. At that,
Oh,
so
jeez, it sucks.
What was my favorite event?
we need to explain what Kim's game is.
Can we?
I don't want to explain what.
I think we can discuss it in the
Yeah,
post
no, we can
post side of the
discuss-
Tiger.
Plus,
I'll break it down.
discuss it. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if they've gone too far into the details of Kim's game. It could change this year.
Well,
too.
there's a couple people that did it last year that have probably been telling everyone
Yeah.
about everything, but
Yeah. Hey, but we have integrity. So
Have integrity.
yeah.
My favorite event. Ooh, let's think back to that year.
That year we had CFA. That was CFA or CFT.
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 and
That was the first time we
CFT.
brought it out.
Yep.
First time with CFT.
I know what my favorite event was. Very controversial. My favorite part was the Hell March.
How much?
Yeah,
That's a good one.
So, have your group of team, all these different stuff you have to take up for a long ways, and you don't know how far you're gonna go.
For example, it's like big tractor tires and ammo cans and rifles and rucks and
Even
They can-
people.
they can kill people off, and you have to firemen carry them
What
to the back 40.
What made that especially fun was that was ninth grade year cadre when we had Alexander Zink here. He was a BC. He stuck with our group along with Rucker. So them two made it really fun by when our group was just getting going fast, they'd kill another person way in the back. So we'd have to go over there, pick them up, switch off the other dead guy, and he's alive now. And then they'd keep killing the person that's doing the most work. So you'd have to go back and just reset every time, but it made it fun. It was really fun getting yelled at, switching off.
Yeah, but I mean, like everybody was just kind of like into it. Like
Yeah.
everybody was like determined to, as fast as they could, go to the back 40. So I mean, if nobody was motivated, it wouldn't be fun at all. But
Yeah.
everybody was motivated.
They kept it going.
Yeah, that is one of those cool moments here at Hargrave where everybody does have a common goal. You're all trying to work together to pass. It's not because it doesn't help you by putting the other guy down beside you. So everyone's working together. Whereas like you're with companies, you're constantly competing. But during Eye of the Tiger, it's a group effort, and you're trying to help everybody around you. So I think that's
Yeah,
one
that's
of the
one
most
thing that.
beneficial thing.
Yeah, that's one thing that like helped me pass it. Is just I was having such a good time because I was putting everything off aside, like putting the pain aside, losing track of time, all that aside. I was just focused on having fun because I was having fun with those events.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I really enjoyed Eye of the Tiger, and like because now not only are you like building a team and that mentality while you're in Eye of the Tiger, but after you've passed, now that you've been through that with all of those guys, it just makes it like that much cooler of a bond and that much more special to wear the patch and the beret. So
That's one thing you can take as like a tip if you really want to know how to get through it. ICI the Tiger is maybe like 75% physical, 25%, no, 75% mental, 25% physical. All the physicality of it can be changed with your mental state being in the right place. If you have a positive attitude going to every single event, positive attitude towards people around you, wanting to bond with them, have a good time, you will push through that event.
Yeah.
If you build each other up, just get on the shoulder of the next person, push on, you will get through that event. It's as soon as you flip your mentality to everything's negative, I'm not going to do this, I can't do this isn't built out for me, then that's where it starts to go downhill. Keep that positive attitude going the whole way, no matter how bad you feel. Your positive attitude lifts up the people next to you, and especially with these guys, having my best friends out there with me, and we are all just cracking up, making jokes, having the best time, that's what really pushed us through it.
Yeah, I'd have to say like something that a lot of cadets like need to know that will go into that having a good attitude is so a lot of times like they won't do well in an event and they get so discouraged thinking that they're gonna fail the whole thing. None of it's gonna be worth it. But I think it's just like anything in life. You need to just finish your best and just finish as strong as you can because nothing was really meant to be perfect. And a lot of guys go into this sort of expecting perfection. What they want to have the best score, whatnot, but they don't realize how even if they don't get the award, just finishing, being in that final formation with all the guys that did Eye of the Tiger is rewarding because there's a lot of guys that didn't sign up in the first place. There's a lot of guys that will fall short and just quit midway, and that's just the worst feeling overall. So finishing is really something special, no matter if you pass or not.
That last day of Warriors breakfast.
Yeah,
Oh.
and the most common reason, this used to be the most common reason why people wouldn't finish, is them sleeping in, them not waking up. It's not really a problem anymore because they're all sleeping in tents. It changed, but we used to sleep on barracks. Our advice we were given was to just not sleep at all because a lot of times we just wouldn't wake up. We couldn't wake up, whatever. And then somebody would sleep in and they'd fail.
Yeah.
So they used to be like the crashing moment when they realized they slept in.
yeah, because you'd be pushing for 30 hours straight, and then they finally give you a chance to sleep, like on purpose, knowing that it's going to be a problem for a lot of people, and then you miss breakfast and then you fail.
Yeah.
So, I
No,
mean-
I talked to Corporal. Over 20 kids failed just because, and they were on track to pass. Like, so most of them had no fails. They failed just because they did not show up on that morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. So I fell asleep. I was actually one of the people that fell asleep, but it was because I was trying to stay up, and I felt like I just naturally just fell asleep for a little while. And when I got the chance to barely see my clock, I noticed it was 5:15. I was more awake than ever because I realized that I was 15 minutes late to an event. I ended up failing that event, but it was just one event, so I could still pass. But yeah, falling asleep used to be really you couldn't do it. I remember Lopez told me, he was like, "Yeah, I tried waking you up." And you kind of looked at me and went back to sleep. So I was like, okay. And I was like, well, I couldn't remember it. So yeah.
I remember one thing is it took me 2 hours to scrub all the face paint off after.
Oh,
eight
boy.
movies.
I was in the shower 4 hours with Weber right in the shower next to me. We were just talking and then trying to keep each other awake.
And yeah, that is smart, Stan.
Remember the year I did it?
You
The year I did it, I remember Barrett told me that he in full PTs just sat down, turned the shower on, sat down in the shower, just sat there, fell asleep in there for like an hour. I remember I got undressed. I was about to go take a shower. I sat down. And I was out for 2 hours just from sitting down. So
Yeah, it's so tiring. The next day you're gonna sleep probably the entire day, and then again that night after you eat. But yeah, it's so rewarding once you finally do finish Eye of the Tiger.
For guys that are like invested in the military aspect of the school, this is like something we all look forward to because it's like, I remember the Commandant Raider my first year. He was like, "Yeah, if you want to go in the military, you're getting sort of like a taste of like the challenges you'll be faced with."
a mini hell week.
Yeah.
Yep, like a mini hell week.
It's
What other things happen?
All right.
We can talk about our favorite.
About this year, this
But-
year's.
We'll bring that up in a sec. Let's do funniest memories from our the Tigers.
Funniest memories.
'Cause I got a good one to start us off with.
Go ahead.
So when I got here 8th grade year, and Keelan knows the story because he still makes fun of me to this day. So little me is standing at like 4 foot something, weighing in about 100 pounds. Skinny me like, "Oh boy, I had a tiger. I can't wait to do this." Get there first event because back when I used to do it, we started it Friday afternoon and it went on till Sunday morning. Got out there first event, it was 90 or so degrees outside, and we started out with the PFT. Smart me, not drinking any water the day before and the day of, decided to go push myself, do push-ups, do the mile and everything. I passed out, standing at attention, and got medically disqualified.
Yep. I remember hearing that story. I was talking about it.
You guys going into it this year, if you're standing there for a long period of time,
Don't
lock your knees.
And drink water.
Drink water,
Drink
don't lock
water.
your knees.
Don't lock your knees.
Yeah, I remember our year. It was quite the opposite. It was a year after the year class did pass. We got out there. Yeah, we had to get out there at like 4:30 in the morning, Saturday morning. So it didn't start Friday night. So I show up and we're doing our PFT. It's still dark out, and we had to do push-ups, sit-ups, and a mile run. And I stand up and I look down, and my whole blouse is like frozen. It's got like icicles on it from all the dew on the water. It froze. So we're like freezing cold right when it starts. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. Luckily, the running kind of helped me warm up, but
Fast forward 14 hours later when it's like 80 degrees.
Oh,
yeah,
It was hot.
it's super hot, and then it gets cold again at night. It's like, yeah, but I guess it could have been cold the whole time, and that would have been worse. But
Yeah, no, this year we are looking at
Oof.
a cool 33 degrees
Oh.
on.
I think
Like to hear it.
could be worse. That's
Good
not
number. Good number.
Oh, yeah, no, the high's only going to be 61. Y'all
Yeah.
can be fine.
All right, those are actually pretty good temperatures for Eye of the Tiger. Sleeping, well, you don't need to sleep.
Yeah, if
Sleeping for
Cadre
dead people.
gonna make those guys lay there with their rifles like they did with me, and
that's forward, right?
all of us.
Sorry, Chad.
Yeah, they made us lay on the back 40 with our rifle just forever until they got done with
Oh,
something.
yeah.
That we had to just I think we had to aim. They'd yell us if we didn't aim, so that was just exhausting because it was so hot and we were at Marpat. I remember you fell asleep and the commandant was like, "Who was that, Hudson?" And you were like, "Yeah." He was like, "Go run like with your rifle like up here," and you're like, "Okay," and you started running.
Yeah, it just made me start running. I woke up. I was dead asleep. I woke up, makes me start running. And he says crawl, and I low crawl and start running, and I low crawl, and I think I'm like 200 yards away. I turn around. I'm 10 feet from where it just was.
Yeah, I remember our escape and evade team. It was me, Keelan, George Homan, and Michael Silas.
What a
So
group.
it was hilarious. So we're like trying to find all these popsicle sticks, and there was this one we couldn't find, and finally it gets like
Couldn't
to
find it either.
the end of yeah, it's the same one Archie couldn't find. So finally we find it, and we're on our way back, and we go like down behind the pond for some reason, and Keelan has to stop because he has to urinate. So he stops. He's going in the pond. In the middle of it, the cadre come down the road and catch us, and they can't PT us until Keelan's done pee. That was the
Longest pee I've ever done. Just
And we're all just like standing like on the side of the road, waiting for him.
Oh, well, no, talking about speaking of A teams, that year, our year, when we finally passed, I had Anawanu and McConnell. And no, believe it or not, we were the second team back. and we had an hour and a half of rest. We sped run that thing. And we ran into y'all a couple times. I
Yep,
remember
you
that.
did.
Yeah, and that last popsicle stick that my group was Weber, Lopez, and I.
Mhm.
We could not find that either. Like we were looking so hard, and when we found it, our groups like found it at the same time.
Yeah,
We're
I remember where it
here's
was, too.
is. And we had to like tell the tag like, hey, we did not help each other. We just came here at the same time. But it was like a buzzer beater. We got back with 3 popsicle sticks like
Mhm.
right when they called time. I was like, this is like
Yep.
insane.
Remember when Raider was hiding underneath the park bench?
Yes.
By
yes.
the first option was
Everyone went to that one first, and like 3 groups run out there, and Raider pops up, light on. He's like, "Get down!" And I'm like,
laying there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he told me to do lunges, and I was so tired that I didn't even know what lunges were. So I just turned. I was like, "Sir, what is lunges?" And he was like, "Just do 25 push-ups."
what is lunges?
I remember this isn't necessarily when we were doing it, but when we were cadre in my 10th grade year, Chief Warrant Officer 3, Raider, he was in his truck for escape and evade. And I come out of one of the fields off one of the trails because we're searching for people. And I look up and he's doing donuts in his truck in one of the fields. I'm dying laughing. It was so
It was one of the daytime, right?
No, it's during
Oh, during
night.
night.
Not the Big Red, not Big Red. We don't talk about Big Red.
Remember the Cadre mobile?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember
Cadet
that.
Roger Adams. And
Yeah,
I'm talking about Big Red.
So we had the opportunity to ride in the truck bed. It was very fun.
Didn't Slobo tell him specifically not to go in the tunnel
that's-
so he
that-
could run people over?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
Then we got stuck.
We were safe about it, sort of.
until we got stuck.
Yeah, but luckily there was plenty of people to help get us out. I like that's right when I walked up on y'all is when
Yeah.
the truck got stuck.
Yeah, but the craziest thing happened like last year. It was we were cadre. You were cadre,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So last year we were all cadre. During escape and evade, we found like an empty ammo can, and it was the same one that we
Yep.
couldn't find our first year. We're like, it was so hard to find that they
Yeah.
never got it back. They
Three-
couldn't even find it.
3 years later, it was still stuck in the woods, and
Yeah,
we're like,
yeah.
"Is that what?" Because I flashed the light and I like saw some orange because
Yeah.
they each have EOT painted on them. I was like, "Is that what I think it is?"
Yeah.
So we got the ammo can and then took it back, but for a second we had it. So
Yeah,
that was really cool.
I was just starting to find out some of the ammo cans that we lost a while ago. Like when I went out there with Fair Place to go grab the rest of them, we found 2.5 ammo cans.
Yeah, ours was like
Dude,
really
I-
rusted.
One of the lids was tied to a tree, and the bottom was somehow gone.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, so for this year and like last year, this how it worked too. The first day is just an insane amount of PT, just to,
Yeah.
for them to sort of try it out and get
Yeah.
a good taste before they get into actual events.
Yeah.
So that's fun. That's always fun to see them get into it and see them. They're actually pretty motivated.
Yeah.
So Friday, tomorrow night it's gonna be like tiring for anybody doing it at the Tiger, but really everybody's gonna be motivated and cadre are gonna be laughing. So,
Oh, we got
We're gonna be extremely motivated.
I have a little tip. If you have any beef with a cadre member and he's working that day,
Oof.
you better lay low. Because we remember, we know who it is.
Yeah.
Coming for you, Gorman.
he might be too confident about passing. He might be nervous.
I remember our year, who was it? They got like 700 push-ups.
I think it was Ver West.
Yeah, and like the first day, it was something.
Because that was
crazy.
all because of Souza. Because
Yeah.
Souza was Cadre then.
He kept drawing attention to himself.
Yeah,
like
it
that's the
was
last thing you.
Francis gave him a lot of push-ups too.
It was
Oh my
hilarious.
God, not Francis.
Because I was like, I didn't speak a word to any of the cadre. I was trying to like be as quiet as possible, so I only did 25 the whole time. And it was Andrew Ponton after the first aid or the battlefield first aid. So that was
Yeah, do they still?
That was funny.
I don't know if they're gonna do that this year. I guess we're not allowed to say, but that was pretty hard for me the first day.
Hmm.
What
else happened?
Yeah, I didn't really have any beef with
My
any
year.
cadre, but
My year, we had an event I don't think any of you guys had. We had the water survival.
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Um,
No, we did
shut
have
down
that.
for our year.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
I thought we did that out here.
No, we did. They did the year before and the year after. But all right.
Yeah. So, so you got medically disqualified your first year then.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was just basically get in the water in the pool. You're in full MARPAT. You got to try to keep your stuff out of the water. So, and then you got to tread. You got to go off the high dive.
Yep.
Tried for I think it was 5 minutes in full Marpat.
Build a life vest out of your
boots.
clothing.
I just tried. So
Yeah, well, some people.
You just float.
The proper way.
Can you just float there? You just. Whee.
okay, all right.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would have done like fine, maybe if I'd done the water event, but that was not a year. My first year, I did not do swim team, so I would have definitely struggled.
Yeah,
Me neither.
last year I was running the first aid event. It was like me and Corporal Galloway because we were the only two that knew what was going on. So we'll have situations like not actual, but you'll have a cadre laying on the memory on the ground, and you can be like, "Hey, his arm's blowing off. What do you do?" Or he has a broken ankle and a compound fracture in his right arm. What do you
His
do?
head's cut off. What do you?
Yeah, so what I did, well, I was like, he's been in a car accident, his head has flown off, and it's all the way over there. What do you do? And I had one brilliant cadet tell me that the answer was to put a tourniquet on his neck. All right, one, he's decapitated. Two, why would you ever put a tourniquet on anybody's neck? I couldn't figure that one out, but I was like, okay.
And then we tried the same thing. Who was it with?
Rock, I think.
No, not Rock.
No,
The kid who does gym now.
Jim Rice.
Yes. Rice. We tried it with him.
He's dead. Colin Hurst.
He said get a body bag or something.
Which, I mean, is a reasonable answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not the one I was looking for, but maybe would have given him a pass.
I was looking for sew the head back together.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it's just like mental games. You ask them a really dumb question and just see how they respond.
Speaking of dumb questions, remember our year and Francis came up with the test?
I didn't get to do that.
We had a test at like 5 a.m, and it was this like 55 question long test. And if you read the instructions, the way to pass was you had to complete the final question, but the final question would not be asked until there was 5 minutes left. So Keelan, in all his brilliance, decided that it was probably a trick to waste his time. So he goes back up to barracks and gets ready for an inspection we had immediately after in full parade. So what ended up, like, questions on the test were like, the color blue, explain. Why is the sky green? And just be like, or what's your favorite flavor crayon?
That's a good one. What is the current commandant of the Marine Corps thinking about right now?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you could write whatever you wanted to. You just had to wait till the last 5 minutes, and then the question was, what was your favorite event? So, and that's all you had to do to pass was answer those questions.
So we can't believe you left that.
Yeah.
You left.
All right.
Yeah, but
I was being strategic.
strategically wrong.
Yeah.
Strategically wrong. And that's the only event I failed because
Hey, because of that, you are not ready for the Naval Academy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry to break it to you. It's not.
Yeah.
You're not ready.
Oh no. Talking about funny memories. Carson Barrett was signing the Hargrave song.
Oh yeah, and another part about it is
You just
memorizing
see him go.
Crucible Hargrave.
Facing the back of the ball. Hit it all, Hargrave. No going true.
Yeah.
There was filming
Yeah.
of kids being too nervous and stutter whatnot.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's wrap
there's,
this up.
yeah, so,
So
final remarks. Let's hear it.
for the kids going in this year, like I said earlier, make it a positive experience. Make memories. You're going to remember this for the rest of your life. Enjoy it with the people you have. These are your best friends. Make bonds. Make it a good time.
yeah.
And fair warning: don't listen to everything the people that have done it before say.
Boy,
There's a couple new things this year.
Yeah, my advice is drink water and be a winner, not a whiner. All right.
yeah.
Winner, not a wine.
Yeah, my advice is no matter if you think you're gonna get the award, no matter if you think you're gonna miserably fail, you just gotta keep a good attitude, as you said earlier. But just learn something because it's gonna be like a good experience. Even
Enjoy
though
it.
You're gonna be tired. You just gotta learn something and just keep that memory. It's gonna you're gonna be talking about it for a long time.
Yeah, go into it with a good attitude, and it's going to be that much better, that much more fun.
Yeah.
So you're going to enjoy it instead of
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we have a lot more respect for these guys now because our year was not as hard.
yeah.
What you got, head cadre?
So, for all those who actually end up watching this, we'll give you a little bit of a hint here. If you haven't read the packing list, read it now. There's also 4 brand new events that have not been seen before.
4. I thought it was like 6.
There's now 1 new event that has been remodeled.
That one mine.
Yeah. Overall, though, we wish you all the best of luck. Good luck this weekend. Don't lock your knees and drink water. Love you all.
Try your best.
Yep. Done.
Like, right on time, too. How did you do that?
We're good like
Technology. You got you ended exactly on time.